Večeras u večeri za 5 upoznajemo posebnog domaćina iz Donjeg Dragonošca, doktora Antu Pavlovića. Kiropraktičar po struci, Ante je poznat po svojoj ljubavi prema zdravom načinu života, prirodi i svojim životinjama. Njegova svakodnevica ispunjena je brigom o ovcama, konjima i druženjem sa susjedima.
Dobro, kako se vi prezivate ime
Za večeru priprema zdrav i uravnotežen obrok u skladu sa svojim filozofijama.
To je sve zdravo, bit ćete zdravi. Brusnice.
Hoće li njegovi gosti prepoznati trud i uživati u večeri? Saznajte večeras.
Nisam htio ništa ovo dirati. Nisam obrio prsa. Kokošja prsa. Zajebajem se, nije fina prsa. Vidjet ćete šta ću napraviti jesti. Pravo da vam kažem, ja ne znam ni jedno jelo po njim šemama. Imam tih knjiga, nabavio sada i ja, što imam, ja to upotrebim, kombiniram. Tako, razumijete? Nešto sam radio u najboljim hotelima Švicarske. Počeo sam kao Anfangskelnerom, sramotio sam se do neba. Nemojte mislite da sve ove moje sposobnosti koje imam, da se ja to dobio čuvajući u ovce. Ovdje mi ova limeta ili tako, oni vole reći sensation. Sad ćete vidjeti kako se reže, kako je to. Idemo ruke malo opreti, ja sam se dirao. I kad se radi, uvijek morate imati biti predsjednik, je i to jest, ja, jebote. A nema šta jest, ljudi bolji, samo ja to ne smijem nikom govoriti, samo znam. Jedna osoba. Evo vidite, ja vrelu vodu, idemo sol. Evo već sam potrošio. Adu. Sol. Mora biti tako, da. Sol. Evo je, ja nema tu, onda je u onom drugome. Sol, gdje si jebote, ja? Sam dole spustio. A, tu je na frižideru, jebote, javi se ona meni. Evo, uzet ćemo, ovdje ćemo ovo sve. Nikad meni nije zagorila riža, nema lupanja kod mene. Dakle, oprao sam ove već bio. Nije krumpir, prekrasan je ovaj. I uvijek nokti, vidite, nokte stavite naprijed. Nek vas to neko nauči ko zna. Razumijete, gledajte druge kako rade i to. Kako idemo sad vegetarstvo. Ja kad vidim kuharicu da ostavi ovu, kako se kaže to, naša mater bila jako loša u kuhanju, pička je mater. Vidite li zašto ono suze idu, jebote, to je miris taj, jebote, mater. Evo vidite vi kako ja to sad ubacivam. Evo da ušparate na vremenu. Vidite, poslužite ove sve 4, ovdje su malo duže. Stavit ću jednu, pa nek se to... A zašto to? Zato što ću staviti i tjestenine. Evo, stavit ću ove krupice, kako se već to zove, ne znam, ni ja. Ribana kašica. I onda da imate mjeru, idete u ruku, znate? A ne da uleti koliko vi nećete. Evo tu malo sad kikirikija. Kuhar ne smije biti gladan kad kuha je. Stavit ćemo makarone. Evo ga. I sad u to ide tabasco. I on mene tjera da ja pijem vodu. Ma ti si moj prijatelj, doći. Ali sad slušaj, neću te sada znaš dirati jer ovo radim. Dakle, da ostalo još ovak. Masno ulje. To je meni prije 80 kuna litra, pa gdje je to, evo te. Evo, vidite da sam prsa. Noćas ovo što sam pričao. Ovako snaša kad dođe, onda meni donese malo za pojesti i vidite kako su oni su to naučili kako ovo. Jebe ti mater. Evo ga, ovo je sada gotovo. Ovo nek stoji sada ovako. Ovdje ću ja sada malo sira. Idem urezati. Vidite, ono, 1, 2, 3. Evo ga, vidite, tanko sam izrezao. Evo sad ću to da se ne saginjam. Sad ću mi to ljubicu lijepo. Dobro, evo neka ovo ide sve, ovo će biti fina. Sklonit ću. Dobro, evo ga, tu. Ovdje od vama, neko ne vidi. Ajde, dođi. Tako, evo ga. Garica, dođi. Ne. Garica. Dođi. Čekaj, Garevi, ne. Garica. Dakle, ulje stavljam da ulje obloži meso. Jer ulje će zaštititi da voda izlazi. I to samo 2-3 minute, zato ja obožavam kinesku kuhinju. To je meni gorko, to je meni pičku maternu. Aha, ovo je već pojačano, dobro? Kako se vidi da je, pljune se u to jeboti. Razumijete, on ne smijete to pred gostima jeboti. A ovima ću staviti dole neko ovo obližu meni. Oni su moji. Sam ne. Ovdje Garevi. Evo ga. To obliži lijepo. Tako. Evo, vidite. To je čast posla. Tuf. Ovo povrće isto. Puf. To je. Jeste to, još. Ovdje Garevi, vidiš ovo imaš tu. Evo ga lijepi moji, vidite. To je gotovo. Nema tu da se tu peče 100 sati. Veli, halo. To je to, i tu ćemo staviti malo tabaska, ovo je crveni brand. Znate kako oni koje muluvi i ove magarce tjeraju i konje da idu. Stavim žute paprike u gusu jebote. Na to vrijeme mogu bi ja salat, ali ja nisam sada voljan za salat. To ćemo drugi put. To ću ja kao predjelo sebi. Evo, da se ovo ne grije, odmah mi to vraćamo. Čuvaju paprika. Ovo je ovako nama mater znala, ona je vrt znala dobro. Ovako bi nam razrezala križ. I onda bi posola i onda bi nam bi dala. Nam. I onda mi šta i ja sada idemo seljačina teška. Vlada sam, vidite. Ima koliko? Ja sad sam udario. Odlično. Odlično. Ne glumim ja, jebe se meni, razumijete? Možete vi vjerovati u što ja vam pričam, ne. Mene boli kurac. Ovo od megla dosta gusto. Sad će biti malo problema. Evo, sad ovdje imam toga još. Drugo. Evo ga. Ni ovo neću baciti, sad ću ladno vodu. Ovo ću sada popiti. A neću naginjati iz ovoga jer imam iskustva da neće mi sve. Đivli, čin čin. A čujem, jebem ti materijal koji izlazi ikakva sol. Ja ću malo lijepo jugice. Uzet ću guzicu i jedno krilo. Joj, kad sam bio ko šiptara, babavcu od 5 godina, oni daju batak, a meni daje guzicu. Ovo, znate, hrptenjaču, ovo, vidite ovo. Evo, meni ovo daje, ja ni nakon gledam. Evo, mamicu u pičku. Meni guzicu daje, alo, ja njoj kažem, slušaj, šta mi daješ to najgore, a ja vas liječim tu. A babavcu od 5 godina dajete batak. Hvala lijepa, sad je ovo zatvoriti, da ćemo to prebaciti gore, tako. Mislim da ste... Evo ga, vidite, brzina. Lijepi moji, love you.
Moja ocjena za današnju večeru je 1,0. Zato od dekoracije stola koja je bila crna, ko da sam na groblju, do predjela i glavnog jela i deserta nije mi odgovaralo ništa, žali Bože truda.
Somebody linked this to me. It's called the disgusting esports hotel situation. I have no idea why somebody linked this to me. I really don't. I mean, honestly, it seems pretty random, but for some reason they thought I would have a use for this.
Morning, welcome back. The person with a useless degree, did you lock in today?
Did I
That was a
lock
bit
in?
too personal. My bad. I know, guys,
I don't
it's
lock
rough
in.
out here. Forced to choose a career path at 18 years old, and then forced to work said career until you're a hunched over 70-year-old.
That's right.
With 100-year-old back pain. Anyone remember choosing this route during their character selection screen before being born? 'Cause
See, I
sure
didn't like this. Yeah, I remember thinking the same thing whenever I was a kid. I was like, well, what if I just want to sit around and play video games all day and jack off? What if I don't want to have a job at all and I just want to sit and live off the government?
Don't?
What if I
Well,
want that?
It is what it is. Even though we want to lay down and
Yeah.
rot our days away, there are times though when you need to chug an entire pot of coffee, sit your ass down, and panic focus because you left all your responsibilities till the very last minute.
That's
Sound
right.
familiar? I got surprisingly good at that skill during my university days.
Yeah.
Being able to churn out a 2,000-word essay the day before it's due, while feeling like I'm about to be shipped off to the Hunger Games if I don't get it done. Am I proud of?
One time I had a group project that nobody had any progress on. I did the entire group project. I stayed up all night and it was a morning class and I drove to class and I went to present the project and I solo presented the project. Halfway through the presentation, the teacher realized that it was just me that knew everything and he told me I had to stop talking and then the other 3 people in the group had to explain the project. It was one of so bad, bro. Like, it was so bad. Yeah, cooked. Yeah, they got cooked. It was so, and like I remember they talked for like 30 seconds, right, 20 seconds, and then I started talking and he's like, "Oh no."
How I permanently altered my sleep schedule forever?
What
No.
grade you get?
Did I shorten
I
my
got an
lifespan a
89.
bit? Perhaps. Was it undiagnosed ADHD?
It's the highest grade in the class.
Well, yes. This is how you get better at doing
Nobody
things,
got an
though.
A.
Doing it over and over again,
I was
going
so
through
mad.
some kind of anime training arc until you've mastered whatever skill you choose to invest your time into. Like gaming. There's this stereotype of hardcore gamers being real insufferable with really big egos and really greasy. And
True.
not the pack
I
with
wonder
me
why.
to go to Greece kind.
Get ready with me to go to Greece.
While some of this is true, I think there's always a way to strike a good balance. Like when you drink hot tea at the Chinese restaurant to cancel out all the greasy dim sum calories you just ate. Let's just say, if I was training my Sims character to be the next Faker, right when it wakes up, I'd make it start gaming for a minimum of 2 hours, then force it to get up and stretch, go
Get food.
outside, touch some grass, talk to a person, come back, and start the training
That's-
process
I don't know about that
all
part.
over again.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Be rich. No sleep though. Sleep is for the weak.
Yes.
Don't make me put you in the pool and delete the ladder. So go ahead, have your gaming marathons without feeling too
I've
guilty.
never played The Sims.
What's the worst that can happen? Oh, the worst happened. Nothing more unsettling than the inevitable passing of time, making us question if
That's
anything
not the worst.
we do
It's definitely
truly
not.
matters at all. That is crazy. Can't
Sims
believe
is
how
a girl
fast time
game?
passes.
I know.
You blink, half your day is gone.
It is.
And yet, you still have so much to do. Whenever I'm trying to be productive, I make a huge to-do list and pretend I'm speedrunning a game of Tetris. A
That's
grocery
exactly what I did the other day. Like last time I took a day off, I don't want to say everything I did, but like I was on the phone making calls. I did like multiple monthly and yearly quests all in one day. I did everything.
run over here, exercise over there. Sure, I can squeeze in a few more hobbies, right?
I didn't get done till I was like- it
my
was
whole
like
screen is
8
bricked
PM.
up, and I got no more room for my health checkups. With all this stuff
Yeah.
going on, finding
With
care
Israel?
shouldn't
Yeah.
be the trickiest
With
piece to fit into the jigsaw puzzle known as life. ZocDoc is a free app and website that helps you find and book
Check off all the
high-quality
hassles?
in-network doctors so you can find someone you love. With more than
I cleaned up
150,000
all like my old
healthcare
mail and
providers
like
nationwide,
everything.
ZocDoc makes it easy to find a doctor who fits exactly what you're looking for, whether
ZocDoc?
that's an in-person visit or a video appointment from home.
ZocDoc?
Build the care
What?
team that's right for you. Search by specialty or symptom across 200 plus specialties, from dermatology, dentistry, to primary care and eye care. Knowing
Yeah.
what your doctor is actually like matters too. It's not just about credentials anymore. That's why ZocDoc has verified patient reviews,
ZocDoc?
so you can see what others are saying before you book.
Why don't
Whether
you
you
check your
prefer a
provider?
doctor
I
who
don't know
gets
how it
straight to
works.
business or someone a little more personable, you're able to choose what works for you. Once you find the right match, book instantly using real-time availability. No waiting, no phone tag, just the care you need when you need it. Plus,
I
appointments
do
happen
feel like this is useful. Like, I hate having to make phone calls. Like, I'm like, honestly, I hate to say this, but I'm like one of those people that like I hate being on the phone. I hate people calling me. I hate people like I hate having to do something on the phone. I hate that shit.
fast, within 24 to
Drives me
72
crazy.
hours, and sometimes even on the same day. So stop putting
just don't
off
like
those
it.
doctor's appointments and go to
It's not like I can't do it.
ZocDoc.com/evasion
I
to find and instantly book
I
a
hate it.
doctor you love today. That's
how it is.
ZocDoc.com/evasion,
Same, I hate people. I know.
ZocDoc.com/evasion. Thanks,
It's the worst.
ZocDoc, for sponsoring this message.
Yeah.
So there's this hotel in
words, a millennial.
Chongqing,
Yeah.
a city in China, that specializes in long stays for esports players for when they really need to lock in, offering
So there's a hotel in China that's only for esports players to just live there. What do they? I wonder if they give you like employees the hazmat suits. If that's like the default.
private rooms equipped with high-end gaming PCs, fast internet, and dedicated gaming chairs.
Don't use the black light in those rooms.
There's actually quite a handful of these types of hotels in China. From the more expensive luxury rooms with
nice.
nice furniture and beautiful LED lights, to the bare bones of esports hotels, they'll still meet all your
Wait, what do you mean the bare bones? This is beautiful. This is nicer than my house. What's he talking this shit for?
basic needs. Sleep
What do you mean?
3 feet away from your PC.
That's great.
Bathroom, eat, game, and hopefully shower.
Uh-huh.
Hey, if I was training a Sims esports team, I'd stick them in here. These rooms are like male living space adjacent. Not quite
Yeah,
raw
they are.
mattress on the floor next to TV on the floor
Beautiful.
with no furniture. These are like a couple steps
That's the way this room used to be, by the way. It used to be one sofa mattress on the floor, a TV on the floor, and the Super Nintendo. And the year was 2010.
up from that, because at least hotels have cleaning
That's it.
staff
That's
who
all was in
tidy
this
up
room.
and wipe down your living space. The only catch, you do have to let them inside.
Mm-hmm.
A man was staying in one of these esports hotels where he spent his entire time being a hardcore gamer, click-clacking his days away until he becomes Faker
Until he died.
Ida levels of good. He was the
what a
poster
retard.
child of locking in. The times when he would actually leave his room were so rare, the staff didn't even know what he looked like. Usually, hotels will have a policy where rooms have to be cleaned after a certain amount of days to maintain hygiene standards. But maybe since this is an esports hotel, they know not to disturb gamers during the middle of training. Is this perhaps Schrodinger's gamer? If I worked here, I would constantly be thinking, is there even anyone in this room? The last time I was in there, 2 years ago. Thankfully, this elusive guest did actually exist. And it wasn't until he checked out after his 2-year-long gaming session when the staff realized
He checked into a hotel for 2 years. Nobody even knew what he looked like. That's legendary. I'm gonna be honest, like that's incredible. Wow.
something was off. Why does it smell like an entire Asian restaurant was left out in the sun?
It's not that bad. I mean, like, it's really not. You clean that up in, like, maybe a couple hours. That's nothing. You just, yeah, that's not. Yeah, I mean, I get. Yeah.
I have so many questions.
What?
How was he even able to play games when the?
Well, he probably. I mean, maybe that's why he left. That's what it could be. Is that like after 2 years he ran out of room? He probably ran out of room, so then he was trying to go somewhere else. Yeah, he ran out of space. Exactly.
Garbage pillow fort he made over there is over 6 feet tall, blocking both monitors. I'm so nervous, you guys. From the looks of it, the garbage pile extends all the way around the corner, where I'm assuming his bed and blanket
probably worse
made
over
out
there.
of plastic bags would be. You know what though? The floor to the entrance is surprisingly tidy-ish. At least he cleaned a little before checking out by pushing all the garbage further into the room. This right here is someone's beautifully staged picture of their clean home, and right outside the area they cropped out is, damn,
the actual
you
home.
live like this? And last question, I promise. You can stay in a hotel room for that long without anyone checking up on you? Guess the sweet life.
Yeah, that's one thing is like, I figure like they would want to go in there just to make sure you're not, I don't know, like performing human sacrifices? Like, I don't know, that's just me.
Of Zach and Cody is scientifically accurate. Cleaning crews then spent 3 whole days clearing trash and disinfecting the room. Staff claim the guest still owes more than 10 days in unpaid fees, totaling roughly $400 USD. Hotel management said the matter has not been reported to the police, and they currently do not plan to pursue further action. That's...
They probably never want to see him again. They're just thinking, thank God he's gone. Thank God. All right, that's fine. Yep, okay, got it. Let's move on. Let's go.
Actually crazy.
Yep, all right,
I really
we're
hope
out.
they gave the staff who had to deal with this paid time off and a vacation and a bonus.
Cut your
I don't
losses.
even think an industrial strength power washer would be able to get this room back to its original condition. Yes, you can pick up the trash and Lysol the hell out of the walls and the ceiling, but
Lysol? What the fuck is that?
the bathroom.
Is that for...
With all these stacks of used toilet paper, you'd think he was in the middle.
Why is there nothing? Why is there no? Why can I not see anything on the used toilet? I guess he must have been playing Brown Dust too.
Of doing a budget mummy cosplay from a butt, I would rather take my chances in a Resident Evil bathroom than step foot in here. I guess we don't know the full story. Maybe the toilet stopped working at some point. I mean, his diet consisted of copious amounts of pop and takeout food, or maybe he had no time to flush because his 200th game of the day was about to queue up. All I gotta say is, Airbnb, when you charge me a cleaning fee for not moving a chair back to its original position, just know it could be worse. It could be worse.
They have cleaning fees for that? I rented an Airbnb, but like I had an assistant do it for me, so like I don't even know how much it was. They have cleaning fees for Airbnb? So I cleaned that shit up for nothing. Fuck!
Is this just a case of locking in too
Well,
hard,
fuck,
or is there something else going on here? You might
She's
be
a
familiar
hotel?
with the term bed rotting, where you spend the entire day doom scrolling, only leaving your bed to go eat, use the washroom, or to go lay down somewhere else. The opposite of a rising
I
grind.
actually have done that. I've gotten up and then I've gotten out of bed and I've gone upstairs and I went on the computer for like 5 minutes. I was like, oh man, bro, I'm gassed out. I'm tired. I gotta go lay down. I went to lay down out of fucking bed.
Mindset where you turn your brain off.
That
and
was
go
me
full
today?
on
Is that right?
autopilot mode. There are varying degrees of rot, however. Level 1 is your casual lazy vlog, where you come with me to try the viral bed rotting, where you set up your tripod, film yourself aesthetically watching movies while being comfy and cozy
She loves bed rotting.
in bed.
Yeah. Why is it that women can be all cute about this, but the time that a guy does it, he's a loser? Like, women do it and it's cute and endearing, and then men do it and they're like, oh, you know what? This is so disgusting. This guy isn't doing anything with his life. He needs to move on. Like, what the fuck, man? Is there women? We just expect them to be useless? Is that it?
For an unproductive day, looking this put together, spending your time editing a vlog to post on TikTok while supposedly in hibernation mode is too high energy. That's like at least a couple hours of using your brain and working. Level 2 is when you're so mentally drained from working all week, you have no energy to do anything else. Instead of hitting the gym, meeting up with
Weekends
friends,
are for sleeping the entire day until the afternoon.
and finishing up that huge list of errands, we just default to bed and phone.
Too dirty? Wait, what is this? Too dirty for the bed, too tired for a shower, so on the floor it is? What the fuck?
Phone. I have bed, I have phone,
What the
I have
fuck?
purse. And we laugh.
Damn!
Silly little memes.
Having a roommate's so embarrassing because why did you just watch me rot in bed since 5 p.m.? What do you mean?
Level 3 is when things start getting scary, almost bordering on
That's fine.
man stays in esports hotel for 2 years levels of scary.
When bed rotting girls see what real bed rotting is. See, that's the thing, right? Is like everybody thinks it's cute, where it's like, you know, some like fucking, you know, some like upper middle class white girl that's been pampered her whole life. Her idea of bed rotting is that she orders DoorDash and she lays in bed all day and watches Love Island. And meanwhile, you compare this to The Last Boss. Japanese VTubers. And their stream setups are like out of Chernobyl. They take a photo of this and I start getting tagged in it. That's bad. Stolen Valor, brother? This.
Everyone bed rots for different reasons, and it actually does calm you down in small doses. But doing it too much is when you start going down the slippery slope of depression
Being
and
fat.
social isolation.
And
Think
fat.
of bed rotting as a dopamine cheat code. Our brains are dopamine junkies, and low effort activities like scrolling and liking funny videos give us instant hits with minimal effort. However, these dopamine prices short circuit the process, making staying in bed more appealing than other activities that require effort.
Yes.
Over time, your brain begins to crave only this kind of easy, low-level stimulation.
That's right.
The result, a shorter attention span, reduced motivation, and a vicious cycle of chasing instant gratification.
That's me.
Hate to admit, but I guess our boomer parents were right.
Yeah.
We're eating too much dopamine because we can't put down this damn phone. So the trick to counteract your brain needing so much stimulation to feel anything at a baseline level is to be bored more often. Like those
I think that there are people that like, I mean, for me, like, I stream every single day, right? And so like, and then after I stream, I do other things too on top of that. And in the process of doing all these things, very obviously, like, I'm busy. And so to me, if I have a bed rotting day, this is like, I'm like recovering, right? I mean, this is like a fucking, you know, I'm like in a rest area. This is like, I'm gaining rested experience or something. So, but I think there are some instances. My Arab father unironically raw dogs flights. No music, no games, no show, nothing. Just alone. Raw dogging a flight? You mean sitting on an airplane? Like, you mean sitting on... What?
If this, stick to the carrots.
It is.
We must. Thank you. It has been. I've done. So we're ready. Stick.
If we will. You have your orders.
How can I be of it?
Never too old to start afresh.
Greetings.
Time I turned over a new leaf.
How can
Old roots find new soil. A bulwark again.
What do you mean raw dogging up? You mean sitting?
People who raw dog 2-hour flights.
And
where
she's
they get on the
laughing
plane,
at.
sit
Look,
in
he's just
their seat.
just
with
raw dogged an 8-hour flight.
no phone, no music, no movies,
Just
not even an
instructions.
overpriced magazine from the airport. It's
Yeah.
basically like giving yourself a digital detox so you can come back to life more focused without needing a YouTube essay,
Raw
podcast,
dog a whole flight staring at November 19th on her calendar app. God damn.
TV show playing in the back just so you
God
can
damn.
fold some
Bro,
laundry
she never
and play
gonna
Fortnite
forget
at
that.
the same time. I got into playing trading card games recently, specifically Riftbound and Magic. Gotta say, these nerds are onto something. I've been doom scrolling a lot less and seeing my friends more often in person. Oh, and also meeting new people while playing is
Magic
pretty
the
cool.
Gathering.
How y'all doing?
Okay, but maybe life is too hard, and you can never seem to get ahead. No matter how many rise and grind influencer crash courses you listen to, and all you want to do is lay down on the ground and 1,000-yard stare until it's time for bed. In China, there's a trend called bailan, which translates to let it rot. Since there's so many
See, this is
societal
how you.
pressures to
This is like there are a lot of instances that we can tell China is becoming more westernized and more capitalist. Number one, their kids don't want to be doctors and engineers; they want to be influencers like us. Number two, there's like a new vocabulary for them doing fucking nothing. And number three, they're getting fat. You're welcome.
do well in school, have a family, acquire lots of wealth, climb the corporate ladder by working 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day. Young people are saying, nah, that's crazy. I'm gonna go cosplay as a rat instead, which is an actual term that's been trending in China.
Basically, in this trend, the reason why it's called the 老鼠人, the rat people trend, is because rats turn to be most active during the night. And what you see in this lifestyle is that people are mostly active during the night, and they spend their days sleeping the hours away, scrolling on their phones.
Well, I was doing that. That's not... That's a... I think that was a word. Like, this is... Yeah, that's what I always did.
Instead of trying to achieve this seemingly impossible high standard of living without going through a mental breakdown,
what's wrong with
the
that?
rat people are waking up at noon, eating takeout, having a nap, going on their hamster wheel of running through their social media feeds, while using the least amount of energy and money as possible for the day.
去拍照，已经2点了，我对自己还是有点避数。收拾完出去，天黑了，没必要。
This is a way for the younger generation to reject the stressful lifestyle of being as productive as possible for the better good of society. Like, why would we want to do all that when the odds are stacked against us?
That's
and all
right,
we get in
exactly.
return after working for 50 years is stress-related hair loss and no retirement plan.
Exactly. Yeah.
就是很枯燥、很乏味，就是平常也是能混就混，乏味就是每天工作都
It's
是一样
tedious when you do the same things every day.
这周跟下周是一样。假如领导
If my boss tells me to do something, I will ask if I can do it tomorrow, or I will ask, can somebody else do it, or can I not do it?
In Japan, there are people known as
if my boss asks me to do something, I will ask him if I can not do it. Crazy, bro. Like, whoa.
hikikomoris, who have more of a bed-rotting adjacent type of lifestyle. The reason these young recluses never leave their homes isn't because they're part of a social movement who's rejecting a specific way of life. They've become so scared to go out into the real world, they would rather stay indoors where it's safe, and they can pursue their hobbies and interests in peace, often relying on support from their parents or the government. This can happen because of trauma, the overwhelming pressure society puts on you to keep up with your peers, or hikikomoris have gotten so used to social isolation, it's normal for them now, which can sometimes lead to what we know as extreme trash wording.
This has got to be bullshit. Like, there's no way. Like, I'm sorry, there's no way this is real. No. Like, what is... There's no way. How do you get out?
どうやって出たんですか?
The trash houses are a rising phenomenon. So it's straight, bro, it's top to bottom DoorDash. Oh my god.
Yeah, so Watching the viral Netflix for 6 hours without changing my pajamas all day is child's play compared to this. These rooms are the final bosses of bed rotting. I made a video a while ago about Asian trash home influencers who got famous for their eccentric lifestyles.
I watched that one.
Cooking food alongside their cockroach sous chefs.
This is the one I remember. Yep.
Oh no, I feel like that Ratatouille movie had something to do with this. And adding a touch of mold to everything they eat. I'm still very unsure about whether their whole persona is a shtick or some kind of long con to farm views. But seeing...
I can answer that. Both. So basically, for me, I mean, you can see pictures of me. Like, let me see if I can pull one up. Is there an image? Because I had one image of my old room. There was an image of my old room that I had. I don't know where it is. Fuck, bro. I might not be able to find it. Oh, man. Well, anyway, it's the exact same as it was, right? It was really the exact same. If somebody finds it, they let me know. But, like, yeah, this is what I used to do forever.
This esports hotel video made me want to check up on them. And I see that they're both still around, fit as a fiddle.
Oh, that's right.
Their immune systems probably have developed poison resistance at this point. Anyway.
No, it's actually, it's that you always do the same thing. Like, the human body is meant to do the same thing a lot. So, like, if your body is used to you eating badly cooked food, then it will just be okay with that. Like, for me, I live the same way. Like, that it adapts. Yeah, you just adapt.
Wakey, wakey, time to get up. Put the phone, laptop, flat screen TV down. This is the last video for this doom scrolling session. I know, I'm already starting to sound like someone's boomer parent, but any more cheap hits of dopamine? Please, son, we're worried for you. You haven't left your room for days, and it smells. Why do you keep saying 6-7? 6-7? Tell you what, let's go reset our nervous systems together. We'll go book plane tickets for tonight, show up to the airport with nothing but our passports, go to our seat, and sit there for the full 2 hours without any type of mental stimulation. We're gonna feel so refreshed. If you need a cheaper option...
Imagine your pilot's like, are you gonna raw dog this flight? No, I've got Netflix set up. Oh, bro, we're going into a building.
You could stare at the wall. Everyone's got 1 or 2 of those. Oh, and tap the like button to respond to that with a, okay, see you at the airport tonight, Dad. Have a good day, try not to be dumb, and see you in the next one.
No, I thought I'd watch this because I thought it was pretty funny. I need to... Oh, man, I never watched Jake Paul's interview with Donald Trump. I should have watched that.
Morning.
So anyway, I do think these videos are pretty funny. Especially, like, so for me, like, why did the trash influencers and those people do these things? I think the reason why they do them is because, number one, I'll link you guys a video. Indivison, I've watched a lot of his content over the years, and, you know, I do appreciate it. So give him a sub if you haven't already. Link the video. There's the video. There it is. Do pilots not require us to raw dog flights? Maybe. I don't know. They're depressed? Well, here's the reason why I did it. I did it because I wanted to be the guy with the most achievement points on my server, and I genuinely did not give a fuck about anything else other than playing the game. All I wanted to do was play the game. I didn't want to think about anything else. I didn't want to worry about anything else. My focus was entirely surrounding being in the game, playing the game, focusing on the game, thinking about the game, you know, like doing tests in the game, doing everything about it, right? Can't call that lazy. Well, it's a matter of priorities more than anything. Why Jeff Kaplan left Blizzard. Oh boy. I remember whenever he left the company, I was like kind of surprised. I really was. Like, I didn't know what to think. Yeah. Like, this is weird as hell. Like, it kind of caught me by surprise. I don't know if it was you guys too, but that's how I felt. It's a good interview? Yeah, apparently.
Well, eventually, it used to be like in 2016.
Sorry.
what eventually broke me was it used to be like in 2016 and 2017, I felt very in control of the Overwatch team and the direction of the game as a game director, you know, working with Ray Gresco as the production director. It felt like we were running Overwatch and we were very, very successful and doing a good job. And I think the fans were happy. And then as we transitioned, you know, Overwatch League was the best intention. You know, my parents always say the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
This is the part I saw before. Yeah, this is Overwatch League was so stupid. Basing it off of fucking teams and like cities thing. I don't know why they did that.
That was the Overwatch League, and it
so
ended
silly.
up being an albatross. And then Overwatch 2 was the same thing. And what it boiled down for me, like what sort of ultimately broke me in my Blizzard career was I got called in the CFO's office, and he sits me down and he says, he gives me a date.
Didn't watch this yesterday.
Which at
This
the
is only
time
the
was
beginning.
2020
This is the whole thing.
and was going to slip to 2021, but at the time it was 2020.
Yeah.
And he said, Overwatch has to make in 2020. And then
$1 million,
every year
$100 million.
after that, it needs a recurring revenue. And then he says to me,
Jesus.
if it doesn't do dollars, we're going to lay off 1,000 people, and that's going to be on you.
Putting it on his head, like, you are responsible for 1,000 people. If you don't do this the right way, if you don't make the game this way, 1,000 people get fired. Holy shit. Can you imagine that?
And that was just the biggest fuck you moment I had in my career. It felt surreal to be in that condition. And as somebody who's worked on a lot of games, made a lot of games, you get in these meetings where they're like, Fortnite has 1,400 people working on
Everybody wants to be Fortnite.
If you just hire,
of course,
1,400 people and make it free to play, we'll make that money, right? And that was, I had believed I would never work anyplace but Blizzard. I loved it. It was a part of who I was.
It felt so weird when Jeff Kaplan left Blizzard. It really did. Like, it kind of came out of nowhere.
And I felt I was a part of it. And I literally thought I would retire from the place. I never thought the day would come. And that was it. I was like...
You just quit after that?
We're done here. Luckily for Blizzard, that CFO is no longer there.
I mean, Blizzard is one of the greatest companies in the history of Earth. They've created so many incredible video games.
They were,
it's so difficult to create so many hits. And they were done not by chasing money. They're done by small, incredible teams, the hodgepodge that you describe, taking big risks and falling in love with the thing they do, and then just chasing it, working extremely hard. And just because you figured out a way how to make a lot of money doesn't mean it's not at the core this incredible creative journey that's incredibly difficult to pull off. And just because you got a bunch of really smart, creative people who have somehow figured out how to pull it off multiple times in a row doesn't mean you can just treat it like a machine every single time.
That's the problem, is that they get people in there in the finances especially that don't really have any respect for the creative process, and they don't really care about any of that. They just want to make as much money as possible. And, you get somebody like Bobby Kotick running the company. That's very clearly what happened. And also, Bobby Kotick was successful in that. Like, he made the stock number go up a lot, right? It's not like he wasn't successful.
It's this beautiful journey of a hodgepodge of weirdos working together. And weirdos have to run that thing. If you ever have a chance to create something special, you have to have weirdos at the helm.
True.
And at the degree to which you don't have weirdos at the helm, creative minds at the helm, and you're a business person at the helm, get out of their way,
right? You can't.
Yeah, this is like the Steve Jobs thing about how the people that usually get promoted regularly, like with more frequency, are not product people, but they're sales people, because like products have a ceiling, but sales doesn't in the same way.
You cannot have
true.
the meetings like you're describing. And I don't just speak about this particular company. It's just the entire
It's in
industry.
general.
There's so much joy to be had if we keep creating great games. And I just hope we get to see those great games.
Not going to happen.
I think there's a
not going to
message
happen with a
to
company like that.
creative people out there.
It's
and
impossible.
People who make stuff. We're so focused on the love of the craft that we get lost in it, and we love doing it. And we're not cutthroat, and we don't have that kind of ambition. We have a different kind of ambition. But there's this whole world, especially as soon as you're lucky enough to have success, that are very cutthroat and very ambitious. And for whatever reason, we keep giving ourselves to them. And we need to stop giving ourselves.
This is a very good point. I think that a lot of companies, they expand very fast whenever they have success because they want to multiply that success and be even more successful and make even more cool stuff. But I think sometimes in doing so, they end up basically making a deal with the devil where they're locked into, you know, making a huge amount of money, and now they have to do things with their games that are consumer unfriendly or player unfriendly in order to meet those deadlines, in order to meet those payments and, you know, like payroll, basically.
Warcraft, when we made it, there was no CFO at Blizzard.
Yeah.
You don't need a CFO to make World of Warcraft. You need artists, engineers, designers, producers, and an audio team.
You don't need to bring in, just because you're making a lot of money, it doesn't mean you need to now start adulting by bringing in a CFO.
Yeah.
You can figure it out.
And there are great finance guys. Like, I've worked with finance guys who get it and get out of the way and respect, and they're gamers, and they sort of understand. But, like, I wish developers would understand their own value more and stop handing the golden goose to people who don't deserve it.
Fucking true, honestly. Like, I think this is what happens with a lot of companies where somebody takes over that doesn't really understand the actual minutia of the job, and then it just basically declines over time. He's totally right about that. Golden Goose, what's that? The ability to create a good product regularly on a regular basis, obviously.
How painful was it to say goodbye?
It broke me.
I bet.
I'd
be sad.
After you've been at a place like Blizzard, which I love Blizzard. To this day, I have nothing but warm, fond memories. I mean, there's those moments where you're like, I wish that hadn't happened. But on the whole, that place is mecca for game development. And everything I have is due to Blizzard. They provided for me and my family, made me the person I am. So separating from Blizzard was one of the most painful things. And I was very sad when I resigned. And I didn't realize how broken I was until recently. Like the morning grieving I had gone through of like, I think I'm a little fucked in the head for not being there anymore. How could I give that up? How could I not be there anymore? It was really, really painful.
I think that also, like, it's like a toxic environment where I think creative people become even more toxic, and it basically like turns their creativity against themselves. I think that happens very often as well. Why did he resign? Because he was being put, like, he was basically saying, like, you have to meet these player numbers or we're going to fire 1,000 people. Like, these, like, crazy, dramatic, extreme punishments for him not being able to deliver ever-increasing numbers of player count or revenue or something like that.
Leaving.
That's the reason.
Can we just speak
Seems that way.
I don't know. I don't think we can give enough love to Blizzard. It's a legendary company. For me personally, for everybody, for millions of people, created some of the greatest games ever. Warcraft, StarCraft universe, Diablo, WoW, Overwatch. What made it such a legendary game company? Just looking back at the whole of it.
the start is Mike, Alan, and Frank. It was run by 3 gamers. They were all 3 of them programmers. They made the games before they just ran the company. So they knew.
That's the reason why I wouldn't want to run a game company. It's because I don't make games. How can you possibly run a company about making games if you've never made games? Like, I'm a very big believer in the person with a leadership position has to have a strong understanding of the subject matter. They have to get it.
As developers,
if they don't get it, they're going to have big problems.
Going through, and they protected us. They shielded us from all of the nonsense. And even when they would align with a business person, they had a COO in the early days named Paul Sams. And Paul protected us. You know, they found great people who got it. The company, when I joined, was like 95% developers and like 5% operations. When I left,
and
it was...
now it's like the opposite almost, probably.
50-50, and that's like a 4,500 person company.
The fuck do you need half those people that aren't even developers there? What the fuck are you doing? Video games? Wait, we're supposed to make video games here? Oh!
That...
What do you mean?
Love of the games and the respect and good treatment for game developers really turned it into the place that it was. Just the commitment to excellence, the high quality bar, and then finding these passionate people like Chris Metzen or Sam Didier. They were like the visionaries of early Blizzard, Alan Adham, of just these worlds that we're still making and we're still playing in today. It was infectious and it was inspirational, and you wore the Blizzard blue with an esprit de corps. Like, you felt proud to be part of it. And
working at Blizzard was like a huge dream job for anybody that was involved with game dev. And I think it really was until, like, I don't know, probably the sexual assault scandal or abuse scandal or harassment or whatever you want to call it. Like that, until that happened, I feel like Blizzard definitely had like a huge amount of notoriety to it. And this is like especially like in 2011, dude, anybody getting into gaming wanted to work at Blizzard. Like Blizzard was the place to be. Absolutely.
Felt like you had made it to be there.
Got milk.
And,
yeah, not so good, huh?
Everything you did wanting to respect and honor those who had come before you. I know it sounds almost cheesy saying it that way, but it really had that sense of reverence. Like you knew you were part of something special. You didn't take it for granted.
Yeah, that's the sense. Reading everything, that's the sense
I think that's like what he's saying is there's a little bit more to that, I think, too. Like, at least I would say is that I think that a lot of people, whenever they get involved with media now, they treat it as if it's like their turn to change it. And I think that they view it as like they have control over it rather than they are the stewards of it. And like basically, like instead of looking at it as like it's now your responsibility to maintain this piece of media in a way that, you know, upholds the values that people want to see, it more or less is now it's my turn to be able to do what I want with it. And it's like you just think about like that mentality shift is like 180 degrees, completely different. And like you see it's like Star Trek, yeah, exactly. Like I mean, how many times, like, haven't you guys noticed like whenever somebody gets like a director or, you know, like a filmmaker or somebody that's creative gets in control of something, and it's such an obvious difference whenever somebody tries to make another really, really good version of something versus when somebody tries to do their version of it. And I think that's the problem.
That everybody that was a part of it that truly honored that time. Just to,
like Witcher.
Just to take a small
Witcher.
slice, what were some of the brains? You mentioned Chris Metzen. You gave so much love to so many people on the team, but I got to ask about Chris Metzen, who I would, by the way, love to do a podcast with at some point.
Yeah.
What were the brainstorming sessions with him like? It seems like those are pretty
it's a pretty
like
intense
awesome.
guy. Yeah.
They were the best. Like, you could walk into a room. Like, the way I would work with Chris is early on when I was more junior, it was just sort of getting creative direction from him. Hey,
Yeah,
Chris, I'm
sure.
about to work on this zone called Westfall.
Oh,
What are your
heard of that.
ideas? You know, how could I capture them in gameplay? Well, that won't quite work. How about like this? It was more like
Yeah,
that.
that's smart.
Later on, like I still remember the first discussion I ever had with Chris about Wrath of the Lich King.
Which, by the way, you know what that implies? That conversation implies? It implies that they basically gave him autonomy to make decisions for himself, which is like that's huge inside of a company, especially whenever you have like so many moving pieces. You have to be able to do that. If you can't do that, it's gonna fall apart.
To his office, like, hey, we're finally doing it. We're doing the Northrend expansion.
Yeah.
You know, what excites you about Northrend?
Correct. You went back for reassurance.
And
yeah, exactly.
That's all you had to say.
They trust you.
And he would draw a map, and he'd start pulling up old like Warcraft 2 and
yeah.
Warcraft 1
The manual,
manuals,
yeah.
and you know, showing you like pictures he and Sammy had drawn, and like
So
maps.
he did the same thing that I've done on my stream, except for he's the one that actually drew them. That's
and,
good.
And all of it. He
Fucking
would
based.
just go on for an hour,
Yeah.
and then I would sort of digest. I just listen, taking
I still have
constant
them.
notes. I'm photographing his whiteboards all the time, and then I go back and start to put those into design flow of like, okay, what's a zone? What's a dungeon? What could be cool? What should come first?
Yeah.
What should come last? You know, Lich King, for example, we wanted to try a very specific design to counter a problem we had in Burning Crusade, which is everybody entered through the Dark Portal through Hellfire Peninsula.
I remember this. This was so bad. And that they even explained this very clearly. They said Howling Fjord and Borean Tundra are on the opposite sides for a reason. I remember this so well.
All the server programmers hate you because everybody loads into the same zone at the same time. Lich King, we split them
Why
up
do you think Hyjal and Vashir were the same way?
for better player flow. Plus, it's more interesting. The more choice you have, you know, Sid Meier says games are a series of interesting choices. So we give him 2 starting zones, but that was the flow with Chris. And so often we would just like, okay, in that first meeting, Chris had put a zone called Grizzly Hills on the board. Well, I don't know anything about Grizzly Hills.
Oh, I like
hey,
that.
Chris, talk about Grizzly Hills.
This is one of my favorite zones.
If you didn't interrupt him, he'd just go for an hour, and you have no idea how much of it like he had pre-thought about or had existed in previous lore.
It's just riffing,
and how much
just
of it
making this shit up.
he was just making up on the spot. He's just that charismatic and captivating.
Creating these worlds and being able to
Yeah.
brainstorm through them and together. I mean, that is what you're doing. As a consumer of those worlds, you kind of take it for granted that they're incredible, but like you're crafting them. Like you're looking at a blank sheet of paper and then together coming up.
My job, as I
The good
saw it
days,
working
yeah.
with Chris, was I had to, on World of Warcraft specifically working with Chris,
An important one.
is I was like the translator into gameplay of what Chris wanted, how to get it to play like how Chris wanted. So my favorite stories we're working on.
See, like that's the kind of responsibility and relationship that like two people have to have absolute trust and respect for each other for it to work. Because like if you have the person like, because you have such a different skill set than that other person, and like vice versa, that you just have to understand and like accept that this person is also a top performer. You are a top performer. Nobody is like the winner or the loser, and it's just about figuring out how to do it the right way. You know, that's crazy.
Burning
W
Crusade.
partnership, yeah, exactly.
And
Trust
we're in
the
this
process,
meeting, and Chris is like, he's the gentlest, sweetest guy, but because he carries himself with such confidence and everybody's in awe of him, the junior developers get kind of intimidated by him. So we're in this
Makes
meeting
sense.
and we're talking about Silver Moon City because we're introducing the Blood Elves. And Chris is like, in Silver Moon City, it's got the tallest fucking tower in all of Azeroth. I mean, it is the tallest thing. You know, it's mind-blowing. The
I didn't
awe
know
of
that.
it. Only the Blood Elves could build it.
Makes
Fast
sense.
forward like 2 weeks later, I'm walking through the
Dubai is
hall,
Silver Moon City.
and I see a bunch of level designers and artists. They're all like crowded around the screen, and on the screen, they've dragged Blackrock Mountain and Karazhan.
No, they're not comparing, are they?
and the Stormwind Cathedral.
They're comparing.
I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing? And they're like, well, Chris said that the Silver Moon Tower had to be the tallest thing in World of Warcraft.
I mean, to be fair, BlackRock